Hi everybody, I'm Alejandra, librarian at the Point Siena Branch Library with the Osceola Library System, and welcome to our program, Hand Lettering for Beginners. So today I'm going to show you the basics of hand lettering, how to do an upstroke and downstroke, and then I'll walk you through how to do this watercolor project. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is the supplies you would need if you wanted to get started with hand lettering. So pretty much you're just going to need a brush pen like this. So these are my favorite ones, the Tombow dual-ended brush tip pens. So it's hand lettering or brush lettering pretty much because you are doing it with a brush pen. So these are a little pricey, but these are really popular among the hand lettering community because they're very vibrant and the tip is nice and flexible. But you can get similar things. These Artist's Loft ones are from Michael's. They're a little bit more affordable. Or something like this from Amazon, which is even more affordable. Another great one I would recommend is this smaller one, also from Tombow. These ones are perfect if you're doing bullet journaling, wedding invitations, like small lettering projects. Something like this would be perfect. Or even just your basic Crayola super tips, Sharpies. Anything really that has a flexible tip works perfectly for this kind of hobby. So the first thing we really need to practice is our upstroke and our downstroke. So for hand lettering, when you go down, you want the line to be thicker, and then when you go up, you want it to be much thinner. So I'll go ahead and show you on the paper. It's a little bit easier to demonstrate there. But as you see, when you go up, you want a very thin line, and then down, you would press more on the marker to get that thick line. See? So then I have a letter A. So a good way to practice this is to just do this wave, just to get the hang of it. And that's where you want that sort of more flexible tip. So it'll press a lot more ink when you go down, and then less when you go up. Another great thing to do is just dashes, just to get the hang of the marker when you're first learning. So obviously downward, much thicker, upward, a lot more thin, and less pressure on the paper. And then another great thing to practice and to take a look at is different kinds of fonts. So this is my own font. So this is what I would do for like a curly sort of script. And then you can also do like a more basic print. And then this one's one that I just saw on Google, so a little bit more fancy script. So it's a great idea for you to maybe Google a few fonts and just practice them on your lined paper. So I'll do just a quick alphabet is a great way to practice. And then once you get the hang of it, you'll be a lot more quick. But at first, you really do want to take it nice and slow. Okay, so that's pretty much the basics of how you're going to create your letters. But the best thing you can do is practice. So for this project, we're going to need some dual tip brush markers. I'm going to go ahead and just use my favorites. You'll need a piece of cling wrap or a plastic bag, and then you're going to need some thicker watercolor paper and a little spray bottle with water. So the first thing you want to do is take your brush pens and then color directly onto your cling wrap, and then you can just do a random assortment of colors. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to go for like a more rainbow look. And of course, if you have watercolors at home, you can do this with watercolors, but if all you have on hand is markers, then this is a great way to get that watercolor effect without having to go buy another art supply. I'm just going to just scribble it on there. Not super neat. It doesn't have to be neat. It could be messy. Okay, and then just mix it with some water. Okay, a little bit more. And then I will go ahead and flip that onto my watercolor paper. And then just go ahead and press it in there so you can get a nice gradient of colors. Yep. And then you're gonna wanna let this completely dry before you write on it, otherwise the color will just bleed with the water. So I have a dry one. So this one is already completely dry. And then another tip would be to letter on your quote in pencil first. So as you can see, I already did that, but it's easier for you to space out your letters if you do it in pencil first. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my black brush tip marker and just trace over those letters. You see a nice thick downstroke. And then a lighter upstroke. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Sometimes like the imperfections are really what make things a little bit more unique. You want to take your time to avoid the shaky hands like me. And with this one, practice really does make perfect, and really taking your time. You don't really have to like do it all in one go. You can do like little breaks here and there. There we go. And then remember, you can always go in afterwards if there's a letter you need to clean up with your more fine tip and just clean it up later. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. This needs a little bit of concentration. And you can definitely do something maybe more with more flourish, a little more curly, a little bit more simple. This is really a great creative hobby where you can just give it a little bit more flourish when you're feeling, you know, more sassy, a little bit more print when you're feeling more casual. And I can go ahead and clean up some of these letters. Yes, this is super helpful when your hand is a little bit shaky to have this smaller tip. You can just go over and clean up your lines a little bit. Okay, and then I have my finished project, Never Stop Dreaming. This one's super cute too, Home is Where the Heart Is. And just put in a cute little frame, and these would be adorable gifts. Okay, and we're all done. Just as a reminder, our next live program is gonna be on the 26th, Wednesday the 26th at 2 p.m., where we're gonna be making paper flowers. So if you wanna learn how to make this, make sure you tune in Wednesday the 26th at 2 p.m. Thanks so much for joining us. You can go ahead and check out osceolalibrary.org for more information about our programs, about other services, and see you guys next time.